Hi, this is Ellen Brock, editor at Keytop Inc. This video is going to be about the difference between middle grade and young adult. I've noticed that writers have had a lot of confusion about what the difference is between these two age groups, so I'm going to try to make that a bit clearer today. The main difference and the most obvious difference is the target age group. With middle grade, you're writing for kids that are between 8 and 12, and for young adult, you're writing for teenagers 13 to 18. The main characters should all be slightly older than your target age group. And this is because kids like to read about kids that are older than them because they're learning about their environment. So if your book is targeted at, say, 9 and 10-year-old kids, then you're going to want your character to be 11. And if you're targeting your young adult at kids in early high school, you're going to want your character to be in late high school. Another difference between middle grade and young adult is that with middle grade, edgy content is much less accepted than in young adult. With young adult books, you can put in almost anything and get away with it. The only thing that is really taboo in young adult is graphic depictions of sex. But even that, there are some publishers who are okay with it, though not many, so I highly discourage that. But you can get away with strong implications of sex and talks of sexual activities, and you can get away with drug use, abuse, rape, things like that. Those are things that are not going to be acceptable in middle grade generally, though you may, in upper middle grade, find some books that do handle abuse and sexual concepts, but they're going to be presented in a very non-threatening way, mostly through dialogue or perhaps through a character knowing another character, another child who's been abused, but it's not going to go into any details. Another big difference between middle grade and young adult is the length. Middle grade books should be between about 25,000 words and 45,000 words. There shouldn't be a lot of side plots, there shouldn't be a lot of complexity. Not that the plot shouldn't be complex at all, but it shouldn't go off on too many tangents, so it's better to sort of keep to one plot line and follow that linearly from beginning to end. With young adult, subplots and more complicated plots are typical and encouraged, so the young adult books generally run a lot longer. They can be as short as 40 or 50,000 words, but they're more often between 50 and 70. Though you can get up a little bit into the higher range between 70 and 80, and there are certainly young adult books that are published that are longer than 80,000. A big thematic difference between middle grade and young adult is that the journey in a middle grade is more about self-discovery, and the journey in young adult is more learning how they interact with their environment. And at the end of the book, the young adult has made the transition into adulthood. They've come of age. But in the middle grade, the child is still a child at the end. They may have learned from their experience and grown from their experience, but they're not an adult now. So those are the differences between middle grade and young adult. If you have any more questions or if you feel like this video didn't adequately cover the topic, just send me an email and I'd be happy to provide more answers for you. And if you have any editing questions or need any editing assistance, don't hesitate to contact me. I'll put my email at the end of this video. Thanks for watching.